All right, you're here because you probably don't know how to build a landing page. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you with using a very simple framework that I've built that allowed my company to get to $100,000 in monthly recurring revenue, completely bootstrapped without any outside funding. So I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step process that I use to build this landing page while showcasing an example, and we can work through it together. So let's just jump right into it.
There's one thing you need to understand. Your page has just one job. It's convert attention into action through the call to action, right? There's nothing else that really matters. Is how can I get these eyeballs to either book a demo, become a free user, test out my platform, get on a call with me? Like, what is the action that I want? So every section has a purpose. And if it doesn't move the visitor closer to that action, then you effectively want to cut it. So you have to really think about what you're adding on this page, and you have to be very critical of it because you don't want any jargon or extra space there. You want to really cater that attention and drive action. So remove any fluff that's unnecessary, and only you'll know what's fluff. So don't just add things because you think it needs to be there. Follow the Super 10 framework and you'll be good to go. All right, so the hero banner. This is the first thing your customer is going to see when they land on the website. It needs to be visually appealing, and it needs to really tell them exactly what you do in 3 seconds or less, right? Like, what is this? Is this for me? Am I in the right place? So I'll give you some key points. So the first thing is you need to craft a clear, specific headline. Don't try and act fancy. This needs to be really simple. In our case, it was just digital business card for salespeople. That's it. So you know exactly what it is. It's a business card for salespeople, a digital business card, right? You have to include one supporting subheader that ties the pain or solution. So the easiest way for professionals to exchange contact details in person and follow up with leads. You know exactly what's going on. It's a business card. You exchange contact details. It's used in person, and it helps you stay on top of your network and your leads. This depends on your product, but you can show 1 or 2 CTAs. One plan, obviously, it's one CTA. If you have 2 plans, you need to make the decision of, what's more important. I would say add 2. So just go ahead and add your free plan and your paid plan there. And that's what we do. We added a CTA for the free plan and for the Teams plan. Pretty straightforward. And you want to add some trust. So the first thing you see here is proof of how the product looks like. Like, you land on the page, you see digital business card, you see a digital business card front and center. You see reviews, which is just like subconsciously they're seeing 4.8. They're seeing a bunch of like logos that they know, and it's trusted by 100,000 plus executives, salespeople, and business professionals worldwide, with a bunch of logos of companies that we work with. So already this builds trust. It explains to them, this is legit. This is what I'm looking for. And let's continue scrolling. Now, I've added these key points here, but also I'm going to give you guys a checklist in the description of the video. You can literally follow the checklist and create your landing page. I'm also going to give you a prompt, so you can go ahead and copy paste that prompt into ChatGPT, and it's going to create every single section for you based on the information you've added in that prompt. And there's a section for you to fill out. So I'll show you that at the end of the video, how to complete it, but it's going to be linked at the bottom of the video. So why does the hero matter so much? It sets a mental anchor for the user journey, so the rest of the page expands on what they understood here, right? So here's where it gets tricky, and this is where you have to know your customer very, very well, because what you have to effectively do is when they're landing on your website, they have to be like, holy shit, this is a problem that I am experiencing. Like, the purpose of this whole section is to show the users you understand their pain better than they can describe it. And this is where the trust begins. So you have to like showcase it visually while describing common frustrations in simple language that they understand. And if you're building a solution, a product, or a service, solving a problem, you better know damn well the problems that you're trying to solve. So this section, even though it might be very tough, you effectively know it because you're building this to solve a specific problem, right? And if you don't know the lingo that your users or potential customers are using, start jumping on calls with them and figure out what exactly their problems are, write those down, and word for word, slap the copy on your website. So I'll show you how ours is set up. So you can kind of see this in action. So we're a digital business card. So what you want to do is have a header and then a subheader. So you meet people every day, but forget most of them. Without the right tools, it's easy to forget faces, lose context, and miss chances to follow up. So a lot of the stuff that we say here is like stacks of paper cards collecting dust, outdated contact information you can't update, manually typing CRM data after every event, forgetting to follow up with new contacts, you're reprinting paper business cards again and again, your event tools don't connect to your CRM, faces and conversations fade from memory, so you're without notes or reminders, you have no idea who you're following up with. So without going too much into detail into what we solve at Wave, what you have to do is figure out 5, 6 problems and state them on your website. So state them and give a 1-sentence description. So stacks of paper business cards collecting dust, piles of business cards end up in drawers and never make it to your workflow. Another example is like faces and conversations that fade from memory without notes or reminders. It's hard to recall who people are and what you've discussed with them. And forgetting to follow up with new contacts. By the time you remember, the lead has already gone cold or moved on. So these are all problems our ICP, our ideal customers are facing, and we're just reiterating that to them. So it's super important section. So before believing your solution, they must feel seen, right? Emotion comes from logic. This section makes them say, yes, this is me. Great. Let's move on to the next section. The next section is a solution. So this is like the aha moment. This is how it works. This is what this company does, right? This is your one-liner that showcases how you solve the above problems that you just stated. So you're bridging the pain to the relief. So this sentence really needs to frame your product as the bridge from problem to outcome. You are using a 1-sentence explanation for your solution. So let's walk through it. So you've effectively seen the problem that you're facing. And as we scroll down, instead of losing touch, Wave turns every meeting into a lasting connection you can actually remember, manage, and follow up on, with some visual cues of like us connecting to every tool. This is like super simple, super straightforward. It's 1 sentence and it slaps. It just says you're using something outdated, you have a bunch of problems, and we can help you remember conversations, manage your customers better, and follow up on time so you can close more deals. Super simple. And that's how you have to frame it on your website and your landing page. What is that 1 sentence that's really going to be like, oh, okay, this is great. This is what I want. 4 out of 10 right now. It's proof of ease. And this is where you want to show them that this is true. This exists and this is super easy. And it's your opportunity to showcase the product. So you can use a quick demo video. This is what we do on our page. Just a 30 to 60 second video explaining what you do or showcasing the product so they can see it and they know it's real. You want to keep it simple. And if you can, you want to show steps of how easy it is to use. So we'll walk through it right here. How your digital business card works. You create your digital business card. You share it through a QR code, NFC card, email, Apple Wallet. You capture leads and it syncs to your CRM. You want to see how it works, just click play and it walks you through the whole step and you can actually see the interaction and how it works. So what we've effectively done now is we've given a hero slider explaining in 3 seconds what we do. We've walked through the problem. We then have a 1-sentence bridge into a how it works video and a step-by-step process. So now your customer is, as they go down the landing page, they're getting more and more convinced, right? So just remember why this matters, because people trust what they see, not what they read. A short visual demonstration proves that it is real. All right, features. This is the fun part. You don't want to just like feature slap across the board because that's not going to do you any justice. So the purpose of this is to lay out the key functionalities so users mentally check off their needs. This section is crucial, but very straightforward. You just have to figure out 6 to 7 benefits that you can provide or 6 to 7 features. But the way you structure this, and we're going to walk through it using our website as an example, but you just have the title as the feature and the benefit as the copy. And the title of the feature will be like AI scanner, capture leads, things of that nature, right? And it's going to be specific to what you solve. And the benefit first copy is going to be the subheader to that feature. So every connection organized instantly, turn meetings into lasting relationships with features built for real world networking, right? And this is where we start feature slapping, but we add the benefits right under. So auto enrichment, add LinkedIn profiles, emails, and phone numbers automatically. AI business card scanner, convert old cards into digital cards instantly. Notes, tags, reminders, remember faces, conversations, and organize your network easily. Collect contacts at events, meetings, or even offline. Push contacts directly into Salesforce, HubSpot, Outlook, and more. Scan event badges at conferences in seconds and trigger SMS or email reminders so you never forget. If you want an easy way to frame this, is just match this to some of the stuff that you've explained in your problems. This is kind of the solution slide as well. It's the feature and the solution to the problem. And it gives you an opportunity to showcase most of your features, right? All right. So the next section is social proof. This is the momentum that you're building. So now you want to kind of like ramp up on the social proof and the results. So you want to reinforce trust and momentum by showing others, that's already succeeding in the space. So what I've done here is I've just kind of shared millions of shares. We have 1 million plus with Wave. We have 300,000 connections created on our platform, and we're in 170 countries. So this kind of reinforces that momentum, that trust that people use Wave. You're not going to be the only one. We've done this with millions of other people. Now, comparison and why it's better than the alternative. So clarify your unique advantage over alternatives. So you want to create like a side-by-side with and without, or old versus new. So emphasize the pain relief, the time saved, the less manual work, the fewer errors. And this is really going to drive it home for your customer, because when they see this, they can put themselves in the traditional tool bucket and be like, oh, this is how your solution is going to help them. So with Wave, you remember conversation, faces, and details. With traditional tools, names and contexts are forgotten after meetings. You have notes, tags, and reminders. Here you have sticky notes, spreadsheets, and a stack of cards. Spend less time typing, more time selling, hours lost on data entry, follow up on time, every time, missed follow-ups and missed opportunities. So this is very simple. It just shows the transformation from the traditional tools if they use your product. Obviously add a CTA here. So why it matters, users are often comparing subconsciously. Making the comparison explicit helps you control the narrative instead of letting competitors define it. After this, I want to reinforce the trust one last time. Now, there's multiple ways you can do this through like SOC 2, GDPR, any awards or badges. What I like to do here is real testimonials. So include real people who have given real feedback and reviews about your product. And this helps a lot because obviously it reassures the decision maker that your product is safe, proven, and widely trusted. What we have here is G2 reviews. And once you click on them, they link back to the G2 page. So loved by 100,000 users. And we added, 20 reviews here as you continue to scroll that showcase what our products do. Now, pricing in the CTA, super straightforward. You're typically going to have 2 or 3 plans here. So you list them, use CTAs to get started or start a free trial or buy now. And you reiterate the main benefits in your pricing page. So this is just to kind of show the user which plan is best for them. And if they want to get started for free, they can. So our free plan lets you create a digital business card, share with QR codes, and add a bunch of other details there. And then the team's plan is more for marketing managers creating digital business cards for their team. So we have really 2 types of buyers, and we just want to make sure that the person scrolling this knows exactly which plan works for them. And lastly, you want to end with a CTA. This is just to make sure that they get started for free or select the plan that works for them. And lastly, you have the FAQ. So this is just objection handling and final reassurance. You can't add everything or all the objections that your customers have on one page. So that's why you can have 10 to 15 FAQs answering their questions around their anxieties, right? So just give the final safety net for those who are 90% convinced, but just like might not be there. So this is where you kind of seal the deal with the right information. All right. So that's how you build a highly converting landing page. You have a header with social proof and very easy to understand. You then walk through the problem statement, the solution transition, how it works with a visual cues. You're then going to go into the benefits, mix in with some features.
You're going to have the momentum slide here, the comparison,
the social proof, the pricing and the CTA, and lastly, the frequently asked questions. So that's how you build a highly converting landing page. This is what I call the Super 10 framework. All right, so now what I'm going to do is add the links in the description below. I'll give you the exact prompts you can use as well as a checklist. So let me show you how that works.
All right, so I'm going to add this below.
This is the checklist, and it tells you exactly what you need for the hero. So does the headline clearly say what the product is and who it's for? Is there a single CTA? Is there a visual of the product? Can someone understand what you do in 3 seconds? Did you add stars? So you just go through this checklist and you'll be completed part 1. The same for part 2. So do you describe real pains? Is the copy written in their language? Are the pains visualized? Do the readers think that's me? So you can go ahead through the checklist to make sure you get the key points for every piece of the landing page, and I'll add that below. And what I actually love here is I've created a Super 10 landing page prompt that you can copy paste into ChatGPT, and it will effectively generate every single section copy for you so you don't have to do it yourself. Now, let me just tell you how this works. You literally copy the whole thing, right? And you will paste it into ChatGPT. Now, the most important part here is the green part. This is the portion that you have to fill out. So you got to write your company name, your product name, your one-liner statement, your audience use case, your core problems, your product promise, your key features. Try and finish every section so you can give the prompt as much information to generate the right copy for you. So add as much detail as you can. And once you've completed the green section, copy paste it, and it's just going to generate pretty much everything for you. And you'll have a 90% completed landing page through one prompt. So give it a shot. This is what I use to create my landing page. So it should work for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot them in the comments. I will be there and help you guys out. Hope you liked the video. And yeah, good luck making some money. Peace.